Alright, I'm moving. Mic check. Let's get on to it. Wait. Okay, good. I'm still moving. Just caught something in the corner of my eye. What is up, guys? Yandere Neko here, and we are doing Hulk vs. Godzilla Death Battle reaction. Not gonna lie, kinda rooting Godzilla here because, well, Godzilla's a friend of Miku, and any friend of Hatsune Miku is a friend of mine. So Hulk can go 0-3 for all I care, really. Like, I like the Hulk well enough. Hulk is cool. But I like Hatsune Miku more, and so that's why I have to root for Godzilla. Hands are tied, you know. I don't have a say in the matter. It is what it is. Gotta go. Just have to root for Godzilla. Also, just looking into the episode, my understanding is that this is kind of a Ghost Rider Spawn thing where Hulk takes stats, but Godzilla kind of takes everything else, so that's just my understanding that Godzilla should win. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just more interested in what episode 200's gonna be anyway. So, without further ado, we're still recording. I'm still moving, it's still picking up the mic. That's good to know. Alright, I'm excited. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going. It's gonna be a preview shot. Well,
The Hulk versus Godzilla.
Marvel's Green Goliath against the King of the Monsters. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
they're
armor, and
using
skills
the
to find out who would win
American
a
rivals
death battle.
Hulk. We're gonna turn off the captions. Hulk is the personification of the enemy which looks under the surface of his arm. We have to control the move in us or we can't move.
What is the Hulk? Is he man? Is he monster? Or is he both?
He's a mean green smashing machine, the
He's
angry
0-2.
son of the Gamma Bomb.
A weapon designed by the greatest gamma scientist of all, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner.
But just before it went off, Bruce
Some
had to
dumb
be a
kid
hero
was
and save
playing
some
a
dumb
harmonica.
schmuck who was hanging around the test site. Damn it, Rick.
You know,
That day, Bruce
who
Banner
doesn't play
died.
And
harmonica
became the
in the
Incredible
middle of
Hulk,
nuclear
a
test?
pissed off giant who must be really
fucking
glad
do
Bruce
that.
wears the purple stretch fit.
Standing 8 feet tall and stronger
Only
than
8
10
feet.
million men, the Hulk emerges when Banner's anger flares.
size
Don't
is
make him
actually
angry.
the main,
You won't like him
thing I'm
when he's
wondering how
angry.
they
But
handled.
it's even more complex than that.
Given, you
Banner
know,
suffers from
8
dissociative
feet
identity
versus
disorder, with
literally
many
like
different Hulks
building
embodying
size.
alternate personalities.
Like Joe Fix-It, the original Grey Hulk. He's a cunning gangster and the only Hulk who's got that drip.
The Devil Hulk is a violent,
You know, I'm
overprotective
actually gonna
personality
wonder if
that
they're
Banner
gonna use
unintentionally
multiple
manifested as a
personas
result
throughout
of his
the
father's
fight, or is
abuse.
this just
Holy shit! Somebody actually drew this?
But the Hulk
one
everyone
win
knows,
con
the
is
big guy,
Professor
is known
Hulk
as
could
Savage
beat
Hulk.
Ultima,
It seems
but
he also
that's-
developed from parental abuse, hence
you know,
his
that-
childlike personality.
It-
Though
it
I'd
gets
argue he's more clever than you'd
complicated
expect.
from what I
The angrier he is, the stronger he gets, with no limit.
Except for one, Bruce Banner. See, Banner's relationship with the Hulk
hypothalamus.
is complicated.
Oh, they hate each other.
Mostly. Occasionally, they can
Yeah,
come
I
to an
still
understanding.
remember that
The ultimate
because
best
of
representing
the
this would be the
offer to that,
Professor Hulk, a balanced blend of Banner's
and
brain and the Hulk's
one
brawn.
thing
The
that
buffest
ruined
nerd
Hulk
you'll ever
in
meet.
the
But what about when
MCU?
Bruce takes a step
No one
back?
actually
If
likes
he isn't trying to
Professor Hulk.
restrain the Hulk,
That's
what
why
do
I'm
you
more
get?
doing
The Green Scar.
The World Breaker.
Without Bruce's temperament, the Hulk's power and fury surges,
Genius
mixing
intelligence.
Savage's rising strength
Wait,
with the
you-
personality and cunning
Yeah,
of a
too bad
warlord.
that
The
case
Green
is-
Scar is no mere superhero. He's a king and a conqueror.
Hulk is strong enough to lift 150
Don't try to
billion
mess
tons of
with
rock,
the
jump from New Mexico to Florida in a single bound, and shake all the dimensions connected by the crossroads at once.
they didn't
He was
really
pinned
need a
down by the
black
spear of
box
Proxima
full of
Midnight,
mountains.
which holds the weight of a star and was fine.
Like, no
And when
one's
we say
really
world breaker,
gassing
we mean
up
it.
Hulk
While sparring
lifting a
with Red
mountain,
She-Hulk,
you know?
the two of them shattered a whole planet.
At one point, he was bound in chains forged from the essence of the first firmament, the manifestation of the first
If I knew
universe,
what any
which
of
could
this
bind
meant,
eternity
I'd be
itself.
impressed.
Not even Galactus was capable of saving eternity alone, and the Hulk just broke it
So
by
he
himself.
broke some
Maybe
really
Thor
strong
should rethink
chains.
calling himself the strongest Avenger, especially since the Avengers first assembled because none of them could take down Hulk on their own.
is true,
Speaking of
that is
Thor,
a
the
fact.
Hulk consistently battles on par with him, even when he held the Odin Force, with which he could command his hammer through
that's
infinite
something
distances and match the power of Null, who killed countless Celestials. Even without it, Mjolnir can cross the universe in seconds.
Hulk tore a
Alright,
universe
so
apart
that's
with just a clap.
game.
Good luck with that,
Universe
Hammer Man.
busted.
But the green guy's got way more going on than just brute strength.
As the Hulk's power stems from gamma, he can utilize and absorb it and other radiation in
Okay, so
various
you
ways.
actually
Yeah,
got,
like
energy
regenerating from
into it,
fatal
so
wounds.
that's
Even
good.
getting ripped apart by Wolverine barely slows him down.
And the angrier he gets, the more regenerating cells his
Oh,
body
that is
produces.
cool.
It
That
gets
was
weirder.
cool.
Did you know that if he absorbs enough gamma, he can shoot lasers from his eyes
Woo.
and read people's
Laser
minds?
eyes.
Oh, also, he can see ghosts and give
No,
him
I
a
do
good old-fashioned
actually like
Hulk
that the
smash.
Godzilla-
Hulk can break through the boundaries of comic book borders themselves into the empty white between panels, a gutter space beyond time and concept.
What, like how She-Hulk can for some reason break the fourth wall and talk to the reader? Oh, wait, that makes sense now. It's all gamma.
Exactly. In real life, gamma rays are
Yeah.
electromagnetic radiation similar to X-rays.
But in Marvel Comics, gamma comes from hell.
On Earth 616,
Six
gamma
magic.
radiation is an electromagnetic frequency that can manifest as either a wave, a particle, or something else. Something that nobody really understands.
Except
Yeah, this
for Bruce.
is,
That's right. Dr. Banner is a certified genius with 7 PhDs.
actually nice
According
that
to
they're
Norman
talking
Osborn, he's
about,
the 4th smartest person on the planet.
And that's comparing him to big brains like Reed, Doom, and Tony.
Banner built the Hercollider
It's actually nice
synchrotron,
that- so
a machine that
I
can
can
scan the
tell
entire
they're gonna-
multiverse with the speed of a
they're gonna go
hypermind.
the
He created the
Professor
Gamma
Hulk
Core, which could
route,
rupture
where they-
space-time between universes. He built an interstellar radio on a deserted planet without
Dude.
any pre-established technology. He wired up Hulk like a starship, piloting him from the mindscape within. He even built an ultimate nullifier. In fact, the original intent of his Gamma Bomb was to be non-lethal, only targeting
Hulk
inorganic
might actually
material.
take
But
this if
Thunderbolt
they
Ross
go
wanted
up the
something with a bit more boom.
Professor Hulk
Hey,
route.
can't blame him.
Fearing its ramifications, Banner developed the Gamma Bomb on his own,
Also,
keeping its
Bruce's
design
crossed
secret. In the
rifles
process,
on a
he
Ross's
tapped into an
shoulders
unknown
are
form of
really
gamma
cool, like,
energy that breaks down
ballistic
reality and
waves,
mutates
so-
it beyond actuality.
That's not
On
what
that fateful
generals
day,
have on
he
their
opened
call.
the Green Door.
You know how we said the bomb killed Bruce? That wasn't some flowery metaphor or whatever. He died and came back as Hulk.
Came back from the below place, the hell beneath hell,
it's
the
nice that the
lowest
dog gets to
possible
be a
dimension of
cosmology
reality.
Hulk.
It's
That's
trippy,
actually,
but whenever Hulk dies, he
It's
goes
actually
there.
rather nice.
Then a green door opens and he goes back to where he was before. Easy as that. It doesn't matter if he's been atomized,
Pseudo-immortality.
sliced up into jars, or digested by werewolves. If he goes through the door, he's back, ready to rumble. The green door did get locked into a red door, but he's easily broken through it multiple times. Not a problem.
It turns out
Huh.
that third form of gamma, this anomaly from the bedrock of hell, spawns from none other than the one below all, the dark side of the one above all.
That's right.
I
God
see.
has a Hulk, and it wants Bruce to bring about the end of all things. But Hulk just said, nah.
So, what is the Hulk? An uncontrollable monster? A prison for a tortured soul? A super weapon for Armageddon?
Don't overthink it, Wiz. Hulk is Hulk,
Well,
and
Hulk
Hulk's
is
the
beating up
strongest
General
one there is.
Lancer. Godzilla is the son of the atomic bomb. He is a nightmare created out of a darkness of the human soul.
The year
He is
was
the sacred beast to be
1946.
upon.
The press gathered at Bikini Atoll to witness the
So,
power
is
of
that
the
the
nuclear
classic
bomb.
theme
But
or
many
a,
leagues beneath their feet,
iteration
something
of it?
ancient stirred.
Godzilla,
Let's go.
the king of the monsters.
Let's
He was
go.
pretty pissed off over the worst wake-up ever, So he swam to Japan for one hell of a crash out.
Japan was
Nice.
still recovering from the war,
Oh,
so seeing
that
this
minus
mutilated
1 footage
radioactive
or-
monster
Yeah.
towering high like a mushroom cloud wasn't just frightening, it seemed prophetic. The bomb was just the beginning. Man had sparked the end of times.
Complete with googly eyes. And the most epic
Hey,
roar ever.
The eyes make anything better.
Over the
I
years,
like
there
the
have been many
classic
iterations of the
Jurassic
beast.
Park.
Between
Yeah,
movies,
cool,
TV,
better,
comics,
but-
and cartoons, there's at
That's
least
just 'cause that
27
was like
different
the first
Godzillas
thing
stomping
I saw
around,
as a
not
kid.
including Manila, the Scrappy Doo of Kaiju. Sorry, that's insulting to Scrappy Doo.
Despite the variety, Godzilla is somewhat
monsters
consistent,
evolution
so we'll examine his entire history, focusing on the larger
Ultimate,
releases. In most iterations,
and
Godzilla is a
Santa
rare
Claus.
theropod that went
President
dormant for
of the
millions of years
USA
before
in
nuclear
Looney
bombs
Tunes.
mutated it into a gargantuan radioactive monster.
Standing 165
Oh,
feet tall,
minus
at
one.
minimum, Koji smashes through skyscrapers with ease. He's so
My
casual
goat.
about bullets and rockets, they might as well be gnats.
That's
and the
my
bombs did
goat.
so much more than just pump up his size. He's
Also,
got
it's
atomic
Godzilla,
breath.
not
A concentrated
Godzilla.
beam or spray of radioactive heat. With an estimated range of 1,100 miles, it can exceed 500,000 degrees Celsius, almost 90 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
But depending on how much radiation he's absorbed, or
Wait, did I cue my
life energy from a giant
guys
pterodactyl,
too,
he can do
or-
way more with it.
His red
Like,
spiral
plus
ray
it's
is a
even number one
supercharged
on them.
version that doubles in heat and power, and spins.
Or he can blast it out of his back and fly. Well, he could always do that, I guess. Look at him go.
With enough
Goated.
energy built up, Godzilla can blast a nuclear pulse out of his whole body, creating a massive wave of atomic destruction.
Oh,
His breathing
please
laser
stop.
can even break through dimensions, like when he found himself face to face with a giant mech piloted by Hatsune Miku.
Goat!
There's
My
also
goat!
a number of era exclusive powers. Shin Godzilla can
I
fire rays
love
from his tail.
Hatsune
And
Miku.
Hanna-Barbera Godzilla can fire rays from his eyes. Pew pew.
Effectively a living nuclear reactor, Shin possesses a natural phased array radar that can detect and attack threats automatically. And Godzilla
So,
Earth, who grew over
like
1,000
Ultra
feet tall across
Instinct.
2,000 years, could make a barrier only penetrable by kaiju that can bypass physics.
And don't forget, Big
I
G
see.
can ball with the
Infinite
best of them. After Charles Barkley got him his own pair of Nikes,
Uh,
Godzilla got
what?
busy.
You know, it's kind of hard to emphasize just how impressively terrifying Godzilla can be when you're bringing up this sort of thing.
Oh yeah? Why don't you find a better spokesperson for Dr. Pepper? Fine, let's talk about when his presence boiled the entire Arctic Ocean, or how he picked up
don't
and
like
threw
Dr.
Biolante,
Pepper,
which
but,
weighed 200,000 tons, or when he no-sold not one, not two, but 3 meteors.
Including
That
the
would
Permian
go
period
to
extinction
cosmic
event that happened about
some
200 million years
freaking
ago.
mighty-
Then he went to hell, fought some fucked up versions of God and Satan, and atomic breath that Space Godzilla so hard that he blew up the whole planet. That's scary enough for you? God, I want a Dr. Pepper.
With such awesome might, he's battled the most dangerous of foes, like King Ghidorah and Gigan. In Godzilla vs. Megalon, Gigan flew from the M Hunter Nebula to Earth in 24 seconds, and that nebula is 30,000
Yeah.
light years away.
But sadly, OG
Godzilla
Goji got
might
done in by
lose
the
this
cruelest
one.
weapon ever.
The Oxygen Destroyer. Developed in secret by Dr. Serizawa, this weapon could suffocate and liquefy
Serizawa
molecules.
look like
The
a
ramifications of such a weapon
evil-
were so detrimental, Serizawa
Only
took the
evil
secrets of its
people wear
design to
eye
his early
patches.
grave.
He got lucky.
That's what
It
makes
doesn't
him
matter
tough.
what you throw at Godzilla. He never really dies. You can blow off his head, explode him from the inside, or crush him in a black hole. Then he'll come back.
Or evolve into an even more powerful form. Godzilla's always possessed heightened adaptation, but many iterations clearly showcase instantaneous evolution.
And super forms. He's gone full shonen and powered up a few times. So much so, he almost kicked off a nuclear winter just by existing.
Even the Oxygen Destroyer could not permanently
Don't
end
go
the
against
first
the
Godzilla.
cosmic
His
beast
ghost possessed a
with him.
robot, his bones summoned another Godzilla, and he rose as an undead revenant hell-bent on destroying Japan.
Okay,
Well,
why Japan? Couldn't he pick
go.
on some other country?
He stomped around the Americas a few times, but it just isn't the same.
my
Godzilla
God.
is intrinsically linked with Japan, a symbol of both their devastation and resilience. A reminder of the threat of nuclear war and what awaits those who peer too deeply into the unknown. but also Japan's and Godzilla's perceived territory. To him, a stomping through Osaka is just another patrol.
He's not always so bad, though. He can be super protective, defending other monsters, his own kid, and sometimes even people. I'd say there's two types of Godzillas: the monster of nature's wrath and the guardian of planet Earth.
Well, there is a third type,
Hatsune
but to
Miku.
understand that, we should first answer a question. How does Godzilla walk?
On two legs, Wiz,
Nah.
obviously.
But according to Square Cube law, those legs
Alright.
should be crushed under his own weight.
Oh, God, here we go again.
I know
A
that.
creature like
why
Godzilla
we can't
cannot
have
realistically
mechs.
exist. This
His
proved to
mechs
be
are
an
just
elusive
too
question
big.
for decades, even highlighted in Shin Godzilla, until a new theory was presented in the anime Singular Point. If Godzilla can't exist in our reality, what if he's from a different one?
What? Like he's an alien from another dimension?
Exactly! What if all kaiju come from a higher plane of existence with no regard for the known laws of physics?
I
This
see.
dimension enters our reality in the form of archetype, a transtemporal conceptual particle.
It's that
I-
red dust that's
I
floating all over the
totally
place.
understand
This
what all
archetype
of
can
this
enter any
means.
timeline to terraform the Earth and all of reality so that kaiju can exist. This
So,
theoretically
a guy
explains
that
why
comes
various
from a
Godzillas
giant
appear in
green
so many
cloud.
universes. They all
is a
trace
guy
back
that
to
comes from a
one
giant
singular
red
point:
cloud.
Godzilla Ultima.
Sporting the wide grin of a demonic Oni, Ultima is vicious. Just walking through Tokyo started 1,000 earthquakes around Japan.
Godzilla
Even his
might
own
still
blood is a
have
weapon.
this.
Over 300 feet tall and growing ever more as archetype distorts the universe, Ultima's existence implies a far more complex origin for all Godzillas. Godzilla is a test for humanity, a challenge laid out by an eldritch entity from a dimension we are incapable of perceiving or comprehending.
It's kind of like how when we move an object and its shadow changes, we get why that happened. But to someone who exists in only a 2D plane, the shadow looks like it just randomly transformed into something totally different. Crazy to think about. Come a really
see.
long way from Big Lizard Smash Building, huh?
This shadow, this wannabe god, desires to play with and destroy
Yeah, I totally
every
understand
single
this, but
universe.
this is
And
second
Godzilla
grade
is its
theoretical.
avatar.
Through Ultima, this
How do you
entity
not
sees the universe
understand
as an
this?
interactable fiction and can control causality. Ultima himself is a singular
Causality.
point, one of many
I
gateways
get
through
that.
which the entity can tamper with reality.
Yeah,
Think of it this
Godzilla
way.
has
If
this.
something happens that the entity
Hey.
doesn't like, it can just say, that thing didn't actually happen, and presto, it no longer happened.
That's not to say such an event can't happen in the moment of occurrence, but the entity disconnects cause and effect and nullifies events in retrospect
causality
without regard for
manipulation.
time.
Yep.
And now my head hurts.
Nope, I
TLDR,
understand
Ultima
this.
tried to bring about a catastrophe that would end the universe in like a week's time. So, a wacky robot and a time-traveling Alexa used a supercomputer and this familiar-looking doohickey
The orthogonal diagonalizer.
to zap all of Archetype into its final form, cutting off the entity's connection to the universe.
But not killing it. Because
And
while each
where does
Godzilla has its
Hatsune Miku
differences,
get
one
involved
thing
with
remains
this?
certain.
Godzilla is immortal, and that makes him the king.
Also good friends of Hatsune
Look
Miku.
at the skulls, gaze into their eyes. Now you are completely hypnotized.
Yeah,
You've fallen into my evil trap. I order you right now, go to deathbattle.gg.
Nah, I'm
Wiz,
good.
it didn't work. They're still here.
What? No, Boomstick, this is terrible.
Anyone
How can I
watch
get
the
them to go to the Death
episode?
Battle website?
Just tell them about all the cool Death Battle stuff they'll find, like a bunch of exclusive merch, every episode ever, even ones not on YouTube, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies. So how about it, guys?
Yeah,
Go to
but that costs money.
www.deathbattle.gg.
All right, you heard
This
him. Don't make a
doesn't,
liar out of
so-
Boomstick. Go to deathbattle.gg.
I like it when things are free. On to the fight.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a Death
still rooting
Battle!
But given how much they talked about Bruce Banner, I can tell they're going to go for the Professor Hulk angle. Which I'm just not a fan of Professor Hulk.
Godzilla has reached the city. So far, the evacuation is... Wait, look!
Yeah, kind of like swatting a giant fly. Well. Yeah, that's good, That's actually...
Alright, Hulk. Time for me to take over.
Well-
We don't want any trouble.
No! Hulk stays!
That was a brutal kill. And Godzilla's back. That's only gonna make him stronger.
You think you're strong? I scan the world! Take out!
I see how so Godzilla's just gonna get to keep up with Legion. I'm liking him so fair. I'm also liking the cooling. Although Hulk is definitely not on the scale. And there goes the city. Well, this is still a beautiful animation so far.
Stupid lizard.
And now, okay, if we're already going into Ultima, guys, I'm getting scared. I'm thinking that Godzilla might not have this.
I think I understand.
Oh gosh, they're going to a Professor Hulk with everything.
It's been days since the battle began, and the red dust is spreading.
Ah,
Godzilla
time
has grown
skip
in
in the
size,
battle.
but we believe we are...
How does it work?
Well, smash.
Yeah, this might
Trillion
not
to
be
one
good,
and
guys.
rising. That's the odds. Chance to nullify the madness behind the monster. 2 + 2 is 5. A right angle is 80 degrees. This element is beyond
Okay,
what
nope.
we can perceive.
This ain't good, guys.
Gamma. 1,000 times.
Now,
1,000,000. 1,000,000,000,000. I just need one.
this might not be good. Yep. Well, that's not good. Well, okay.
You did it, big guy.
Now I'm mad.
We did it.
Well, now I'm pissed.
Okay, run this by me.
lost.
What happened? It's complicated, so let's break this down into 3 categories. First up, power. Most versions of Godzilla can shrug
Well.
off black holes and extinction level events, tag beyond light speed foes like
Yeah.
Gigan, blow up planets. However, the Hulk is beyond that.
The big guy clapped a universe to bits and shook
Well.
the infinite dimensions linked to the
That's
crossroads.
gonna make
In a
me
street fight with a
upset.
classic Godzilla, 616 Hulk smashes the power advantage.
But factoring in Ultima changes things. The entity sees all of space-time and can manipulate its results at a whim. No matter how strong the Hulk got, Ultima could potentially negate it.
But Hulk broke chains made of the first firmament,
Well.
which could overwhelm eternity.
An abstract concept of a being not
Yeah,
entirely
that's-
unlike Ultima's entity.
Even a small piece of the first
Okay,
firmament
yeah.
could break the multiverse. Plus,
everybody
Hulk kept
was
up with
saying
Odin
Ultima
Force
was
Thor,
super
who is
busted,
also on a
but,
celestial level of power.
As
So
soon
the
as they
gap in
talked
power
up,
becomes
Bruce
nebulous.
Banner, I
Still,
was
unless
thinking
Hulk
they were
could
gonna
remove
go
Ultima
for
from the
a,
equation, neither held a
Professor
clear
Hulk
advantage
win.
in power and stats.
Especially especially when you look at their immortality.
This was practically a never-ending death loop. Even with their healing factors, both could technically kill each other, but then just come right back.
The green door instantly appears when Hulk goes to the below place, and the higher dimensional entity could always summon a replacement Godzilla avatar, so both Hulk and Godzilla could not stay dead.
Unless they could somehow prevent what was happening in those other dimensions. So let's examine the layers of their multiverses. Marvel's cosmos has infinite higher dimensions, which themselves are transcended by the astral plane, the superflow, and so on until you reach the House of Ideas, the domain of the one above all.
Since the one below all mirrors the one above all, the below place mirrors the House of Ideas. Get it?
In comparison, the cosmos
I
of Godzilla's multiverse is just as vast and infinite, but does not have the same sort of transcending layers above and below. This means the below place, the Hulk's respawn point and source of power, is out of the entity's reach.
So the real question is, if they both can't die and Ultima's entity can't affect the below place, could Hulk somehow stop the entity before it destroyed the universe?
It all comes down to Gamma and Archetype. Ultima was defeated in the anime by using a trans-temporal superdimension calculator operating at infinite speeds to activate the orthogonal diagonalizer, turning Archetype against itself.
Ultima endlessly spews this stuff, so there's plenty to work with. And Hulk can reach into comic book gutter space, so he should be able to reach through a singular point. But that's not enough.
Fortunately for Hulk, it just so happens he knows someone who, like scientists who have defeated Godzilla in the past, is an expert on particles from a greater dimension that mutate reality beyond our understanding.
Who made a device with those particles that breaks space-time, like the diagonalizer? Who made a supercomputer that scanned the infinite multiverse with the speed of a hypermind, like the dimension calculator? Hell, the guy made an interstellar radio out of sticks and stones in a matter of days, and even built an ultimate nullifier. It's like he was made for this.
The Green Door waits for no Hulk, including Banner. Even if Ultima's catastrophe destroyed the universe, the door could deposit Banner in a different universe, and he could continue the fight.
He had all the time in the infinite multiverse.
There was only one way this could end,
I wonder what episode
and only
200
one
will
person
be.
who could make it so.
Even among gods and monsters, man was the Ultima weapon.
The winner is Bruce Banner.
Oh, that's
Next time on
all right,
Death
episode
Battle.
200. Ruby called it. Ruby vs. Maka. The matchup Monty wanted.
Subscribe and join as a member to
that's a
see
good
more Death Battle.
200.
Thanks
I'm
for watching.
happy that's a 200. Well, please like, share, and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.